Well, this is a live look outside the Iowa State House where there's been contentious debate all day. Lawmakers and protesters descending on the Capitol, all to raise their voice on abortion. This special session started at 8:30 this morning, and right now lawmakers are going toe-to-toe debating the proposed bill, which would ban abortions around the 6-week mark. Our Dana Searles has been monitoring this from the State House throughout the day. So Dana, what can you tell us?
Mary, debate is underway in both the House and the Senate. Now, the rotunda has cleared out from advocates and protesters earlier today, but it was most active when those subcommittees were meeting. Now, when I was out here walking around the rotunda, they were actually most crowded around those rooms that the subcommittees were happening in. They were chanting, "Vote them out, vote them out," and that was the most active they were all day. So it has quieted down a little bit since the debate has started, but they have been out here advocating all day. Now, the House lawmakers and Senate lawmakers both held public comment hearings where constituents were able to voice their opinions. The bill went through Senate subcommittee with no amendments. However, 3 amendments have already failed in the House, and they are now into discussion. But both subcommittees did recommend a passage. A vote must be made by tonight. The House says they'll finish debating by 10 p.m., while the Senate will be finished by 11. I spoke with the House Minority Leader, Representative Confirst, where she says she is prepared to debate this bill until the last minute.
It's relatively tense. This is a very contentious issue on both sides, and there's a lot of us who don't think we need to be here doing this, and we're pretty frustrated.
Now, I've reached out to Republican lawmakers for comment, and they said that they will be speaking on this after the debate, but they fully expect this bill to pass. Now, we will be covering this all night for you. I'll be in the debates, and we'll have more updates at 6 and 10. Mary?
Busy day for you there, Dana. Thank you so much for that report. And as the session continues, protesters gathered inside the Capitol to protest this legislation, saying this legislation infringes on people's reproductive freedom and that the majority of Iowans are against this legislation.
The ideal outcome would be that they would pause, they would take a step back, and they would listen to the fact that over 50% of Iowans do not want this legislation. I don't think that the governor really cares, and she's clearly not paying attention. Or she wouldn't be doing this the way that she is.
Medical professionals say 6 weeks is the earliest cardiac activity can be detected in an embryo, although they say it's misleading to call those early electrical pulses a fetal heartbeat. The 6-week ban is what Republicans are fighting for here today, and what supporters believe is a right to life. Now, those in support of the restrictive abortion law also met at the Capitol today as lawmakers held a public hearing. Anti-abortion advocates speaking in support of this law, here's what they had to say.
When we passed the 20-week abortion ban in Iowa in 2017, that was the first significant restriction on abortion in our state. Heartbeat is the next step in providing more protection for the most vulnerable in our society.
Over 100 people signed up to speak at that public hearing. It went on for just under 2 hours, with speakers only given 2 minutes to speak. So how did we get to this special session? Well, back in 2018, you'll recall, Governor Reynolds signed legislation to ban abortions at around 6 weeks of pregnancy. This new legislation, filed last Friday, is a carbon copy of that law. So following years of legal challenges, the Iowa Supreme Court deadlocked 3-3, declining to lift a block on that original 2018 law. Now, both the 2018 law and this 2023 bill define a fetal heartbeat as cardiac activity, or quote, the repetitive rhythmic contraction of the fetal heart within the gestational sac. Now, this is a great reminder. We'll be keeping tabs on this special session. You can follow our coverage through We Are Iowa Plus. That's available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and now Apple TV. We'll also have coverage on air later in this half hour and more coverage at 6 and 10 o'clock tonight.